Hello. So SEP, there's always a lot to talk about. Everything goes on. Oh, actually, I meant to say, John, that was really good. It's crazy seeing you grow up so much. Yeah. One day AJ is going to be up here looking down at you guys and telling his story. That'll be exciting. But that's one thing about SEP that's just super cool, is that we get to see these kids grow up and we give them a good environment to grow up in every single year. And this year was actually SEP's 50th anniversary. The first one was 1965 up in Orem, Minnesota. So that's a lot of people that have been through SEP, and a lot of people who have grown in God because of it. Anyway, I'm going to talk about my lesson because there's a lot of lessons to learn from this year's SEP. But mine, first of all, I was the assistant counselor of a senior boy dorm, and my lead counselor was Kenny Young. I don't know if any of you guys remember him. Kenny Young, he was an APU student. He came here a few times. My dorm parent was Glenn Weber, the pastor of New Hope. Zinabelle was in my sister dorm. That was great. And some things that happened in my dorm, my kids were actually very nice. They were very behaved. They were very encouraging to each other. They were very open with each other. They were very loving. I barely had any problems. The biggest problem that ever happened was one kid. He was running around. We were playing capture the flag in the middle of the night, and he hit his head. He was running full speed, and he hit his mouth on some monkey bars. And since he was running at full speed, his lip pretty much burst. And one of the other kids he took his t-shirt off and gave it to him to stop the bleeding. And then my dad had to drive that kid to the hospital that night, and they came back at 5:30 a.m. and he had stitches, but he had no broken teeth, which was a blessing. And interestingly enough, he was actually able to participate with us for the rest of the day. So God bless him. So the lesson, anyways, I've been trying to get to that lesson that I've learned. Jason Helsher, he's one of the counselor support that we had over there at SEP. And at the beginning of the week, he mentioned they were just giving some advice to the counselors that might be helpful to us. And he said a statement. It was, "Don't be a hero." And that was to us counselors. And at first, it was like, why wouldn't we want to be a hero? Heroes are good. They do good things. They save these kids. They do fantastic things. But what he meant, you want to go to Romans 12. Oh, I'm sorry, were you not prepared? Romans 12, 4 through 5. Thank you, Stephen. You are a true hero. Stop it. Romans 12, 4 through 5. For just as each of us has one body with many members, and these members do not all have the same function, so in Christ we, though many, form one body, and each member belongs to all the others. So, is another way of saying that arms are not made to walk. Some people work at it, but they're originally not meant to walk. Feet, they're not meant to see. Eyes are not meant to pump blood. Each one of us, members of this church, we all are good at different things, and we're good at other things, and sometimes we're weak at some things. But because God made us all very differently, we can come together and work as one body. And so what Jason meant when he said, "Don't be a hero," is you are not perfect. And that's okay. You can't do everything, but we have a lot of other friends. There's a lot of support that we had in SEP, and we can come together, and as a whole, we can make a difference in these kids' lives. So I was an assistant counselor, and I also worked in the dance track. I taught swing dancing, I taught salsa dancing, I taught some choreography. I was pretty good at teaching swing dancing and salsa dancing, if you ask myself. But the choreo was the part that I struggled with. You guys remember Sierra Lee? She was my assistant for the dancing stuff. But at the end of the week, she actually had to leave. And this was terrifying because at the end of the week, there was a certain class. It was called freestyle dance, and she's good at freestyle dance, and she was planning to teach choreography. And I don't know very much choreography. I like to freestyle dance, but I don't like to do choreography. And so when I realized that she wasn't going to be there, I was kind of freaking out. I didn't know what to do. I don't know what to teach. And I remember, I just have to not be here. I don't have to do everything myself. And luckily, after some prayer, that day, the Prez girls, they came in, and they had the strength of knowing choreography. They fulfilled the weakness I've had. And because of that, they were able to teach things. God made it work. God blessed me with them. And I didn't have to be a hero. It was very nice. So God blessed you with talents. God blessed me with talents, and He blessed everybody with talents, and they're different talents. So because we have this community of all different people, we should use what God has given us, and that's each other. And so I learned that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for praying. Absolutely, it makes such a big difference. Yeah, thank you.